Hey folks, thanks for joining me here on KY4.com. Hopefully you've had a nice start to the week. Of course, it's been plenty hot and humid across central and eastern Kentucky. Afternoon highs into the upper 80s in most locations. Factor in the humidity, it has felt more like low and mid 90s. And of course, we have had the general isolated to scattered thunderstorms throughout most of the southern and eastern counties, primarily on Tuesday. Didn't have the coverage that we had at the beginning of the week on Monday, but nevertheless, any of those storms that did develop did produce some heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and of course some very gusty winds. Now going into the midweek, it's been a little while since we've seen anything in the way of organized severe weather, at least that potential. That appears to be the case later on Wednesday, more so Wednesday evening and into the overnight. The setup is conducive for an MCS, one of those thunderstorm complexes, a mesoscale convective system to develop and dive to the southeast and affect central and eastern Kentucky later in the day on Wednesday. Maybe one of these setups with the heat and humidity of the day, we could get these isolated supercells going initially, and then everything gels into a big thunderstorm complex. That should happen off to our northwest as far as some of those isolated cells, but then the whole complex will come down into the bluegrass region later on tomorrow, but I think more so again tomorrow evening and into the overnight. In the day 2 outlook, the Storm Prediction Center had all of Kentucky under a slight risk, and the probabilistic view had much of our region in the 30% probability, so that puts it a little bit higher. So it's one of these cases, I think, later on Wednesday, we just need to keep an eye on things. Could have some wind damage possible, it appears, especially if we get that big complex rolling through our area. So that's what we're looking at going forward over the next 24 to 36 hours. So do keep that in mind. Beyond it, I think we will begin to maybe take the edge off of temperatures just a little bit heading into the upcoming weekend, more so low and mid 80s, but it's still going to be a little unsettled as well with that daily shot at a few storms. But the organized threat will be confined to later on Wednesday. So, of course, check back soon, and I'll have an update for you. Until then, stay cool out there. And again, thanks for joining.